when I came here in the mid-70s, I found it really exciting and fun place.
It was an exciting thing to get off the train and walk up Manchester Street into the big city.
So my memories of Christchurch were always quite romantic, and I think that my brother and I thought of it kind of as London.
Spending time in Auckland, then coming back to Christchurch, Christchurch felt provincial, small. You knew everybody.
I think it's a really good scale. It's always been a very human scale city. It's not at all intimidating. So,
like, I come from China's big city with a large population. So when I come here, it's really so small and quiet and not like city at all.
More like a village. And actually, I liked it about that.
But I come to New Zealand just for a nursing English course at the third floor from CTV building in the city centre. Everybody's work hard, study hard for their future.
It was a fun place when I first came here, and I had a junk shop. I met heaps of people.
It was a little staid, it was a little conservative, and it was class conscious. Still is.
Crappy buildings started to get built that weren't nearly as sweet as some of the buildings that had been around for a long time.
It had been going downhill for a long time, and the council had very little idea of trying to preserve the centre of the city. They let big malls go in near the centre.
Like a lot of businesses moved out of Christchurch.
All of the buildings that I've worked in relating to broadcasting have gone.
TV New Zealand had had a staff of 400 people in Christchurch.
You know, I loved the inner city, but there were large portions of the inner city that were dead.
You know, through the 90s and into the 21st century, that Christchurch was becoming less of a place than what I'd first encountered.
So that lots of the shops couldn't keep going in the middle of Christchurch. It used to be a very busy city, and Friday night, Saturday was busy.
Something that was going on when Vicky Buck was re-energising our city that somehow along the way it got misdirected or something.
It just died. So the square was really pretty well moribund by the time the earthquake took place.
It seemed that at a administrative level, I think that our city had become quite corrupt. I think that the mayor's office has been compromised.
It's just like a void. It was a big black hole. At night it was pitch dark in the centre of the city. It was a very strange feeling. We felt we'd lost our heart and soul both.
Things didn't seem to be right in Christchurch. Whether you want to debate Bob Parker or Gary Moore's involvement in these things about buildings and money and decisions being made.
I'm afraid they've been stupid, really stupid people. Stupid people. Greedy, selfish, short-term gains, and stupid.
The cultural side of it has taken a whack. It hasn't gone away, it'll never go away. Art and culture will stay because it's a product of the people that are here. But the venues have gone.
if you go back to the sites where some of those were, the sites no longer even look big enough to ever have accommodated them.
Massive sort of expanse of gaps. So you find yourself trundling along in streets that once upon a time you knew instinctively. You knew exactly where you were.
That we find it hard to even bring that to mind and think, well, that's where that was, and just immediately imagine that it was there, because it's very difficult to do.
Actually, the interesting thing is I quite like the city with those, getting over the horror of it all and getting over, the lovely buildings that we miss, the old Regent with its dome and that lovely wedged building on the corner of High Street in Lichfield, all of Java Jive and those sort of lovely buildings. I really mourn their loss. But, I'm not going to miss the Clarendon. I'm not going to miss the Crown Plaza.
So we've gone through this strange kind of surreal shift where the city is so different to how it was.
In September in 2010 already happened, and they all told me that building is safe and all the information from the school is safe. Well, my friend, she's only 25. She just celebrated for her birthday the week before the earthquake, the weekend. It's just like a few days before. Really, we had a big celebration. Like she invited lots of friends come over to her flat. Then, but she said to me, it's like it's a very happy day. Really, life is very unpredictable. Like a few days later, she died from the CTV building from the earthquake, and it's very sad.
Too many wasted days have passed and years fleeting passing by. Life and goes and oh so fast.
And I don't think things have substantially improved. I think there was a lot of skullduggery that went down over the earthquake in terms of decisions made. A lot of buildings were compromised, and compromised more than you realised.
I go past the Polytech, and what's the pub on the corner that used to be there? Every decent band worth its salt cut their teeth in that bar. Scummy, dark, fetid, but, you know, just thriving bloody piece of culture. Bad music, good music. Now it's a car park.
If things aren't filmed and done, they just end up being in people's memories.
The Maori concept of whakapapa is really important, that you can make those linkages back to that place, to the things that are special to you, and that rootedness. I mean, the word rooted itself is talking about something that's got its roots down into the ground and the connection that makes. We can't just say, well, it doesn't matter because it's not here. It does matter, because there is so much, rooted in this place and where we've come from.
Someone should be filming this. This should be documented, It's too good to not be.
I miss having a beer in a setting sun at the Ducks.
Which is kind of still there, but it's a little bit like a phantom limb. It's still there, but you can't get to it anymore. It's like it's been amputated.
It is actually still, and it was then, a beautiful city.
Life just goes and oh so fast. Too many wasted days have passed. Feel like the time to live is now. Farewell yesterday, all that's passed away. Feel like the time to live is now.